We're back. Back on the range after the last 9 played? No, there was another. I came to the range once more and recorded it before or after that. So we had that one. Or actually, no. This is the first video back since I played my last round. I don't think I talked about that in my last range session. I mean, clearly you've seen it now, but what a back 9 I recorded, huh? What a great fucking round. I mean, it was abysmal. It started off fine, and I think I've posted like a reel or something of like the hole of the day. It was on that same 18 holes that I played. I think I shot like a fucking 90 or something. It was awful. I went out there and just nothing felt right. I mean, clearly the back 9. I think I was like 9 over or 10 over or something. Like it was crazy. But you know what? I had fun. I had fun out there. My buddy didn't feel like being in it, but that's fine. We had a good time, and that's what matters. That's what I got to focus on. Now we're back out here, and now it's time to get the reps in, so we can not repeat that performance. Guess who it is? It's me from the future again. Another narrating video, because unfortunately, someone did set up near me, and I don't really want to be that guy that's just like talking out loud to himself, like while people are just trying to hit balls. You know what I mean? I got to use my range voice, and that's not really possible while I'm trying to record. So here I am, a little narration for a bit. Let's talk about what the goals were for this session. The main thing is I'm just trying to keep going, to hit balls minimum 1 time a week. 2 would be ideal, with a round a week minimum played as well. So this session is kind of just like, let's get the reps in. Let's get out there and let's keep up the practice, man. That's the most important thing, consistency. I mean, I have tons of experience with like most of my golf career. You know, the last 3 years of golfing, of just playing like once or twice a month, or then like some months playing a bunch more, some months playing less, not practicing. So believe me that it doesn't work or do wonders for the golf game in the slightest. Like, you gotta stay consistent with it, and hopefully me doing this is kind of showing you guys that you can do it too. Like, I'm finding the time to do it, and it's so far it's been worth it. Not even that it's like reflecting that way in my scores. Like, obviously, you know, we've played 2 sets of 9 holes, not counting the challenge, which I did like 3 holes or whatever. But I mean, we started out like +7, +9. Like, again, I think that the last video was a back 9, and on that front 9 we had actually shot +5 or 6. So the front 9 definitely went a lot better. But like the main area I'm seeing these increases and these benefits of going weekly is with just the feeling of my swing. Like, I can go to the range and be confident in the fact that I'm going to be able to swing and hit the ball kind of the way I want, and just feel that, hit those same feelings and be able to go through the ball the way I want to. Versus, like, let's say 2 years ago, I would go to the range and then like not for 2 weeks, and the next time I go, I would think I was hitting those same feels, but it wasn't even close, and I'd hit the ball all over the place. So far the number one way this is starting to benefit, and I'm starting to feel the benefits, is with just confidence over the ball, confidence in my swing, and like having something that's way more repeatable. So today's a lot of that same thing. Again, the feels are changing slightly, but for the most part, it's similar thoughts that I've had with my initial breakthrough of like thinking about that left leg, getting back to center, kind of like moving my weight once I get to the top of the backswing back to the middle, and then using that left foot to kind of push my left hip out of the way so that I can just pull my hands through and get a good swing on it. So we are up to hitting some 7 irons now. Uh, Again, feeling good. The shot dispersion is definitely improving a lot. That's another area. I mean, again, a lot of still some pushes. My typical miss has always been kind of like a push, and then when it's really bad, it's like push fade. Like when I get out of tempo, just because then I kind of get over the top a little bit with the push, so it ends up turning into a fade. I saw a video from Coach the other night talking about how tempo is just a big determining factor for where the ball is going to go a lot of the time. So again, on this range, I'm not super concerned with it, at least for the ball going right. Generally, wind is blowing pretty hard left to right, especially in this video. If I did a good enough job in the audio editing, it shouldn't sound too bad, but it is really windy. You can definitely see my shirt at some points kind of blowing in the wind. So if the ball's going right, I typically think it's going to go a little less right in a little bit better conditions. So, but anyway, back to what I was talking about tempo. It's like it kind of resonated with me a lot. Like I generally have not been one to think about tempo. I think about a lot of other mechanical things in my swing. Like my feels are generally like, okay, I need to hit this point and then think about moving to this position and then think about pushing myself out of the way. And I'm trying to get away from that a little bit and start thinking about more about like the feel things like tempo and like still hitting that position in my backswing where like I feel comfortable, but then just not thinking so much about the technical stuff. Like I feel like the whole goal of thinking about these technical things in my mind or these mechanical things is to just practice them and ingrain them so they're automatic so that my mind doesn't have to think about them and I can just think more about like feel type thoughts, like just pulling the handle through rather than thinking about, okay, get back to square and then think about, distributing my weight differently and whatever it might be. So I'm working on that. But as I'm starting to think more about tempo stuff, I've realized that like it happens to me a lot when I'm on the course playing, right? I start getting quick. I tend to push the ball more. And it's because I'm out of sync. I try and be fast and like I fire my hips a little quick. I start jumping at the ball. I got to flip my hands as a result to keep up with my hips. So it's a lot of things like that I'm starting to think a little bit more about. Now we're jumping up to the hybrid. I do love this club. I think I've mentioned this a few times. Like it's like the perfect club. I've thought about putting a long iron in the bag, like a 2-iron or a 3-iron, but there's just something that maybe it's like I don't know. I might not have the club head speed to get out of like let's say I'm in some thick rough, right? Like even if I'm not that far, a lot of the time, like I like taking a hybrid out of the rough, like even if it's just like a low punch shot, just because of how easily it gets through the grass. And also, I love the flight of this thing. I love hitting it high and just having it land a little bit softer, not having to worry about it run through greens as much if I'm trying to get on a green with it, which isn't a lot of the time on this course at least. But definitely on other courses I have, it's nice to have that as an option. The only thing is, sometimes like I just don't feel super comfortable. Like it feels weirder like hitting this club, if that makes sense. Like I line up to it the same as the irons, and I think maybe this is something that a lot of people feel, but it's like that transition from iron to like hybrid or wood. Like on the course, it's definitely like different. Like it feels easier. I think it feels more effortless on the course as far as swing stuff goes. Like on the range, I definitely can struggle a little bit with the transition over, where I definitely push the ball more. Maybe it just has to do with positioning it with the ball or stuff like that, but I can definitely struggle switching over. Now that we're hitting the 3-wood, this is a club that I have been so stoked with the improvements I've made over the last just couple months. I mean, we're already putting it away, but I've been so stoked with the improvements I've made on that. Like I can actually hit this thing off the fairway now, which is great. Obviously out of the fairway only, but still super stoked with it. You think they're done?
What's up?
You think they're done?
Yeah.
You want to split them?
I think it's a solid swing, by the way.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It has its days, and you got a good swing too, man.
Thank you. I'm struggling right now.
Yeah. How long have you been playing?
3 years.
Yeah, I've been playing about 4. So.
Okay. Dang.
But it honestly, yeah, it's pretty hit or miss. Today's a good day.
Yeah.
This guy was pretty cool. He was struggling with some shots, but it was cool of him to say, I got a solid swing. I mean, let me tell you, in the moment, I was not as calm as I am now. That shit feels unbelievable to get your swing complimented while you're on the range. I mean, look at me now. I'm fucking feeling juiced up, hitting some flexes. Big confidence boost there. But back to what I was saying, it's been dope to be able to hit the 3-wood off the fairway. I've still tried to make some hero shots with it, and that's a whole different thing that I need to work on as far as like game plan coming into playing. You need to really work on not going for the fucking hero shot, man. Just making the smart play a lot of the time, and I can still make hero shots, but I gotta coordinate a little bit better on when I'm gonna make those or take them. But yeah, I struggled with that a little bit in the last 9 holes and in all of my golf career, really. So that's something we'll be assessing and trying to improve on. But driver has also kind of improved as far as dispersion wise. When I get fatigued, that's like usually the first thing to go is my drive, which is kind of a bummer, and then the irons kind of start to slip. So something I know that I definitely need to work on is, and still haven't solved to this day, is fatigue in the end of my rounds. The last 9 holes is a great example. Went from +5 to +9 on the back, so that was not ideal. And I don't think it's food. I've been bringing food and been drinking water, or nossing up my car, putting gas in it, putting oil in it, and still kind of hitting some struggling moments. So we'll see what it is. It might just be mental. It might just be something I gotta break through, gotta power through, thug that shit out going into the back holes. But all in all, I think the game's improving in areas. I just don't think it's going to show and score quite yet. That's all. So just going to keep pushing for it, but that's all we could do. Keep trying to improve 1% every day.
I sort of do, but like don't. It's not consistent enough. I was thinking about lying and saying I was scratched, but I don't know if you would have believed me.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I probably play off like a 12 or something like that, so I probably shoot like mid 80s.
Okay.
But it's just because my short game's shit.
See, that's the opposite.
That's how I used to be.
My irons, I don't know what's happening. I forgot how to swing.
Yeah, man, it happens constantly.
And you overthink it, and it just gets even worse.
Yeah, well, the range is like the hardest place to deal with it because it's just you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just you and your thoughts, and you're not out on the course with like other people to help you like distract and focus on other things.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, I don't know. I used to be like that, like my short game was like cracked.
Yeah.
Like I love being short sided. I love hitting it high and like flopping and shit like that. But now like everything else is kind of okay, and then now my short game sucks.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I mean, how often do you play?
Once a week.
Once a week? Yeah. For how long have you been doing that?
Probably like 6 months.
6 months? And have you improved?
I have.
Yeah.
But just like this past 2 weeks, I just can't hit my irons to save my life.
Yeah, dude. It's so shitty that that's how golf is. With like I'm hitting the ball right now like pretty good.
Yeah.
And I went out on the course last week and like on the back 9 I shot +10.
Dang.
Yeah. It's like this shit doesn't like stay consistent unless like you keep coming out here like every day. I don't know, for me when I push it, it usually means I'm not turning.
Yeah,
Yeah, the hardest part of my swing for me is just getting my left hip out of the way.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I always get like this, and I like get on my toes and like I just like roll my wrist really hard through impact, and I always push the ball.
What do you feel?
Hmm?
What do you feel when you rotate?
To get it to rotate,
Yeah.
that's that fucking stupid ass drill that I keep doing, where I go like this, where I focus on getting like driving over to my left side and feeling like I'm getting back to like square, and then my club behind me, and then I just think about using my left foot to push my hip out of the way. And I don't actually do any of that, but it works sorta.
Another thing I wanted to touch on was, I mean, we're back to driver now. I don't think the structure of the range, right? We talked about this in, I think even back in Range Rat episode 1, but like range section structure is still going out the window. I think it's maybe improved a little bit with like, you know, I work my way up from the bottom of the bag to the top, and then usually go back down to the bottom, and then I just sort of bounce around. I think maybe I didn't hit that great of drives, so I wanted to go back and get some redemption, but I don't necessarily know that this. I think this one went a bit better, so that's good. The other thing that I've improved on is when I'm not hitting certain clubs good, just dropping down is huge. Like we were just trying to hit drives, it wasn't going great, so we dropped club here and can help make improvements just with getting back into the rhythm of things, you know, relaxing. A lot of the times when I go over to driver, I start focusing. That's when I notice I start to get on my toes a lot more. And later,
Oh,
see you, camera. That's when I notice when I start to get on my toes a lot more. But little ass shot there. But so I'll drop down in club, and then still didn't set it up right. That's when I will drop down in club, just because I don't get on my toes as much. Focus on tempo and like kind of the feels I'm trying to hit, and then go back up the driver and bring them there. It's definitely tougher in the longer clubs. There's something about just looking at like a wood or a hybrid head and wanting to swing harder. So, gotta break through that too. I think that the swing feels like it's in a good place. It's feeling consistent. So now I think a lot of the changes that I want to push towards are going to be mental, as far as getting through barriers when I'm playing, getting through barriers, looking down at certain clubs, and even, I mean, as specific as certain holes. Like, there's just certain holes that are just looking at them. Like, I'll be sitting on the tee box and I just feel like, oh, I always miss it here. And then what do? I hit it there. So, just a couple of things I think we're going to be working on as we continue forward in the Range Rat series.
bitches, we're alone again. And you know what that means. I'm talking again. Oh my god, I've been silent for this whole fucking range session, and I was so bummed when I got out here. And like, I set up like all isolated over in this corner. And then 2 dudes roll up, set up 2 mats away. Another kid walks by, sets up right next to me. And I'm like, the audacity on a public range to come and set up next to me while I have a camera set up. It's fucked up, dude. Anyway, you guys are hella far because, well, the camera fell over twice. I don't know how I'm gonna stitch this video together now. I thought it was just gonna be a full voiceover, but like now that I'm here, I have a bunch of, I could talk. I'm free at last. The dude next to me ended up being pretty chill. There's probably gonna be a couple clips in there of him, you know, gassing me up and shit, dude. He's all like, damn. He's like, yeah, bro, you got a nice swing. And you know me, I was just like, yeah, I do. Sorry, dude. Sucks to be you, I guess. No, but he had a good swing too. He was just struggling with pulling the ball a lot, which wasn't really a pull. It was more of like a slice. His face was just open. I tried giving him some tips, but I don't know. I don't like being that. I like subtly gave him some tips. I don't like being that guy that's out here giving tips. You know what I mean? Because I hate those dudes. When I first started, like the guy when I was here at the range last time, when I recorded it, when I was over chipping, talking about the dude that goes up to like younger kids and starts giving them tips and hits like half their fucking balls and then leaves. I'm like, fuck those dudes. I don't want to be that guy. That's the last guy I ever want to be. So I tried giving him some tips. Seems cool. Didn't get his name, number, or anything, so probably never see him again in my life, but hopefully he'll always just remember me as the guy that had a good swing next to him and was nice. Yeah, I'm pretty nice. So Let's see, what else has happened? Damn, how am I gonna do this video now? Am I gonna talk now and then, what? Like this is at the end of the range session, but I'm talking to you middle of the range session. Who knows? I don't know, because I don't know what I'm doing. I just finished editing. Not just finished, but I edited the first video I ever recorded, and I was like, holy fuck, this shit's 40 minutes. I was like, something's got to change. I don't know any human on earth that's gonna sit through 40 minutes of me fucking sitting there talking like, yeah, so like, so that's okay. It's the first video. It's part of the process. It's part of becoming comfortable talking to these 3 fucking dots on the back of my iPhone. And there's no one there. And there probably will never be anyone there. But I will continue to get used to it and more comfortable. And I will talk to this camera on a tripod. And hopefully this guy walking over here doesn't come set up next to me, because then I'll be pretty bummed again. But yeah. I also ended up hitting way more balls than I thought I would. I mean, I walked over there. There's a bunch of these little Dragon Balls sitting in another one of the things. I picked them up, scooped them up. I had 2 baskets half filled with balls. I felt like fucking Smog the dragon with all my gold. It's just sitting over here guarding it. That Matt Sharp finish, dude. That wet noodle. Swing's feeling like butter today, so that's good. I think this video is gonna end up being like maybe. Oh, that one was alright. Kind of shitty. I don't know. It's probably just gonna be a big montage of me hitting balls, and I'll probably maybe I'll voice over some of it, and then I'll jump back to me here. Hey, what's up? I'm at the end, and there's finally no one around me. So I can talk as loud as I want. Holy shit. Alright, yeah. I was thinking about chipping, but that guy just eliminated any hope of that. He just dumped out probably like 30 golf balls, and he's just going to chip and coat the green. There's a sign right here. It says 5 balls per person, buddy. Maybe I should go over there and talk to him, enforce the law a little bit. A lot of my shots today felt like they were slicing. I think you'll see that in the video, but they weren't like terrible slices. I don't know why I was even fading the ball, but today I think I have a pretty, like, look at that, that's money. I finally have that feeling back that I didn't have in my last 9 holes of fucking getting onto my left side and pushing myself out of the way. I don't know, I just feel more in tune with my hips. Feel more like bang. Yeah, last 9 holes was brutal. Nothing felt right, nothing felt in tune. Everything was kind of just like shitty. Ooh, kind of falling out of it, but I mean, I'm really happy with the way I'm hitting the ball. No one? Oh, thank God. It's 3:30. Hopefully, I think this range rat video is going to turn out much better than the others. And I pulled it. Still hit really good though. I think it's just going to turn out better. Just because, for one, I'm getting more comfortable in front of the camera. So like talking, it's like way easier. I'm just not comfortable doing it in front of other people yet. So gotta break that barrier down. Maybe I'll go set my bag down right next to that dude chipping and just start talking full volume. And then every time he tries to talk to me, I'll just be like, dude, shut up. I'm not talking to you. But we'll see. Also, don't mind the smoothie stains on the shirt. Probably can't even see them from all the way back there. But who knows? Maybe I'll Photoshop them out because I'm so insecure about it. Who knows? Back to today's session. I mean, swing is feeling really good. Really, really good. Really in tune. I believe is a word. Yeah, that's a word. Last ball. Let's hit it off the grass. Just cause I'm feeling wild. All right. Oh, I couldn't end it on a better one. Soap here. Let's fucking go, dude. God damn, am I in a good mood now. First, I was in a bad mood because fucking the fucking geniuses, the people that think they own this place, you know, came over, set up right next to me. But you guys seen that video of those dudes on the golf course that they're just like sitting on the tee box, and then those guys come out of nowhere behind them, and just fucking one of them smacks the dude with an iron straight in the fucking arm, and then it just cuts out. It's so gnarly, but so sick at the same time. Anyway, see you guys in the car. I'm getting out of here. What the fuck is up? I'm posted now in my car. It's hot as shit. I haven't turned it on yet because the AC is just gonna, I don't know, it's gonna fuck with the audio or something. Range session was fire. Hit the ball good as shit. Had some random dude come to me and be like, dude, you got such a good swing. Fucking stroked my ego so hard. And then I'm gonna go out and play 9 holes and shoot 10 over, so at the end of the day it balances out. Yes. Oh yeah, what did I want to say? Not gonna. I don't think I'll be able to play 9 holes this week, which is a bummer. So I don't know if this week is just gonna be like 2 videos or 1. I don't know. I have to come up with something else to film instead. But I'm trying to get it to like 2 videos a week and keep it consistent at that. So hopefully I could do that this week. I'll have to figure it out. But also, in other big news, potential fitting alert, brand new bag alert, all new clubs alert. It's all just up in the air at the moment, but I was talking to the assistant pro where I work, and he was like, yeah, we could fit you. And I was like, no way. Really? For free? You do that for me? And he was like, yeah, why not? We just gotta make sure our schedules line up. So if our schedules line up, I'm gonna try and get fitted, and then also we get all the clubs at wholesale, so holy fuck, I might be getting a new bag. Because it's like, well, if it's only $1,500 instead of $3,000, why wouldn't I do that? But we'll see. It could end up being way more. I gotta see how much money I'm willing to toss around, but holy fuck, would it be sick to see a Stealth 2 in the bag, huh? Or just a brand new driver in general. But we shall see if that happens. At the very minimum, I'm gonna get wedges, and at the very maximum, there will be a Scotty Cameron in my bag. And then maybe I'll want to practice putting. And chipping too, so we'll see. Alright, but I don't know how this video is going to turn out. There's probably going to be some narration as well, just because it was really windy. I have to go see how the audio turned out, but yeah, we'll see what else I post this week. Maybe I'll manage to sneak. No, I won't be able to sneak 9 in. I work like the next 4 days, so yeah. Stay up, players. See you in the next one.